In this video, I'm going to be calculating how much profit you could make from driving with Uber in a day. And we're going to see how much it costs in 1 year to drive for Uber, and how much you would make to drive for Uber, basically. So these are the parameters that you have to know. So there's fixed costs of operating a vehicle, like oil change. So this should be done every 7,500 to 10,000 miles. New tires, you have to get new tires every 70,000 to 90,000 miles, depending on the tire. Some tires last longer than others. So the more you pay, the more durable it is. And the price of gas, where I live in California, which is about $6 per gallon. See if that's right. $6.25. Sorry about that. Change that to $6.25 a gallon. And the rates, how much Uber pays. It's 28 cents per minute, and it's 80 cents per mile. That's how much they pay in where I live in Southern California. And they have something called estimated surcharge, which is $4.85 here, and I'll explain that. And Uber's fee is 25%, and I'll explain that as well. And the fare must be $6.50 or greater or equal to $6.50. So I found the source where I found this was on this website. I'll leave it in the video descriptions below so you can refer to it. So this is a minimum fare, $6.50. This is an example. So this person has driven 30 miles at 28 cents per mile, and he's driven about 8.9 miles at 80 cents per mile. So let's say a passenger takes a ride from Santa Monica, California to LAX, and the ride takes 30 minutes and comes out to 8.9 miles in order to calculate your payout. Well, need the current rates in Los Angeles, which are 28 cents per minute and 80 cents per mile. Additionally, there's a $4.14 marketplace fee. This amount is different for each city. The passenger pays that goes straight to Uber, and the estimated surcharge is $4.85. So the cost to the passenger looks like this. So this is what the passenger has to pay. So he pays $8.40. That's what he had to pay for the 30-minute trip. 8.9 miles, $7.12. You have the estimated surcharge at $4.85. Marketplace fee of $4.14. So it comes out to $24.51. So the marketplace fee is taken out, which is right there, and Uber takes a cut of the $20.37, which is 25%. So we'll put 75%. So that's how much you would take home. It's $15.28. So that's how much you would earn from this trip. And let's look at the marketplace fee and what that means. It says the marketplace fee. The marketplace fee is a variable fee charged to riders for trips in certain markets. The marketplace fee helps support regulatory, safety, and operational costs. It scales with the distance of the trip and is variable because of operational cost scale with the distance of the trip. It's included in the fare estimated shown when requesting a trip. You can see specific details about this fee for your market from the fare breakdown screen. Okay. We also have tolls, surcharges, and fees. Your trip fare covers more than just time and distance. Here's a breakdown of additional charges that may apply to your trip. When you accept a trip with an upfront price, the estimated costs are incorporated in your trip fare based on the predicted route. Tolls and surcharges may be adjusted in the event your actual route differs from the predicted route. You have booking fees. You have tolls and surcharges. Additional charges may apply to your trip, such as estimated tolls, surcharges for the trip to or from the airport, event, seaports, stadium, okay. Governmental fees. Okay, all that stuff. So that's what marketplace fee is. To cover regulatory costs, okay. So this you have to. This is an expense, kind of like sales tax or something. And estimated surcharges, tolls and surcharges, okay. Booking fee. So it really does. It's a variable thing, basically. So I made a spreadsheet like this to basically try to guess how much a driver would make in one day according to these parameters. Driving in Southern California. So the pay rate is per mile is 80 cents, which we derived from that site. And pay rate per minute is 28 cents. And these are constants. So the surcharge, we'll just keep it at $4.84. Marketplace fee, I guess this is a constant in California at least. If you live in another state, it might be different. The Uber fee is 25%. So the first example was 8.9 miles was driven, 30 minutes of time was used, so the revenue is $24.50. The way I derived this was I set it to equal cell B2 80 cents times G2, which is 8.9 miles, plus C2 again, which is 28 cents, times H2, which is 30 minutes. That would be the revenue, plus D2, which is $4.84 for the surcharge fee, and plus E2, which is the marketplace fee. So we all add that together, multiply and add it together. So I'll just do an example on just a calculator. So 28 cents per mile is times 8.9 is $2.49. That's what I did in that equation right there. 80 cents, 30, 80 cents times 30 is, no, it's 80 times 80 cents per mile. So it's not 30 miles. I screwed up. Times 8.9, 7, 12 cents plus 240. Then we add the surcharge fee of 484. Marketplace fee of that. Let's look at it here. Okay. That's 840 for that, and 712 for the miles, the time. Okay. Let me open this up to get it. Okay. $7.12. So add all that together. So that comes out to $24.50, right? So the profit is equal to just I2, which is right here, the revenue, minus E2, which is the marketplace fee, which is right there, times 100% minus 25%. So I'll show it here so you could see it more clearly. Profit equals $24.50 minus marketplace fee of $4.15 minus 0.25. So that's Uber's fee. So let's see if that's right. Actually, it's multiply. Sorry, times. And they will take 25% of that. So what I get is the 75%. So it's $15.27, as you can see. So I have another thing here where I can add stuff, variables. So miles would be a variable, total miles driven on that trip, and the gas price for today is, let's say, $6.25. That's not a constant, it's a variable. It could change anytime. The mileage could change too, depending on driving on local streets or driving on the highway. But if you're stuck in traffic, the gas mileage goes down. So we're just going to set it an average of 22 miles per gallon. Even though my car gets about 35 miles per gallon on the highway. It says 25 miles on local streets, so we'll just leave it at 22. It could be less or it could be more, but just for the sake of making it easier. So the fuel cost for this trip. So how do we calculate that? So I'll show you here. So that would be so G2, what's G2? Mileage, 8.9 miles divided by M2, which is the gas mileage. And that would be, that number is 22 miles, right? Times L2, which is the price of gas, $6.25. So the formula is basically miles driven divided by gas mileage times price of gasoline. So that will give me that number. So I would have spent $2.53 for this trip for the gas. So the profit is what? The profit, it must be the fuel cost, the profit here minus the fuel cost here. So what would that be? I'll do it here again. So this is profit from trip minus gas cost. So that'll be, it's 15.27 minus the gas cost of 283. So I would have made $12.74 for this trip, right? For the profit. So next thing I do is I want to find out how much money I made per mile. So this is pretty simple. So P2, which is right here, the profit, the total profit that I made, divided by Q2, which is the miles, 8.9 miles. So that will give me a rate per mile. So $1.43 per mile. That's how much I made in this trip, net profit. That's how much per mile it is. I have something called total profit. So the first is O2 right here. The next one is, and I have something called P here called total profit. The previous was $12.74. And the profit that I made this time was O3. So I add this with that to get that, and do the same thing all across. And for here, it would be, profit would be this plus that, and that would give me that. And if I want the profit for this, it's this plus that to get that. So $38.60 plus $7.21 is $45.81. This is how much I would have made for the entire day of $219.79. And sample day. I'll just call it. It's $219.79. Okay. That we have. You could make a table like this too and try to get an idea of what your expenses are driving for Uber, Lyft, or any type of ride share stuff. So it's $219.79. And I've driven a total of 228.9 miles. Okay. So we're going to get the actual value because this is an average now of how much I made per mile after all the expenses. So it's 96 cents per mile. If we average everything out, that is. So that's how much you would have made. So how do I get this? So miles. The first mile is just G2, which is right here. The next mile is it's K2 plus 5 miles right here, and 5 miles, and that comes out to 9.5 is there. And I did the same thing here, added this with that, so 14 plus 13.9, that's how I get the total miles, and that's how we do it. So let's see what other expenses would be, like I stated earlier. The other macro expenses like tire and oil change and car maintenance. Okay, so this is what I did in one day. So how often do I have to get an oil change now? 7,500 miles divided by, let's say I drove 228.9 miles a day. So every 32 days I must get an oil change. Okay. So we're just going to see how much this is going to come out to in 1 year. $70,000 miles to get new tires. Okay. So 300 every 300. And these are other expenses, additional expenses, right? So we're just going to do for the whole year, 228.9 miles, 365 days. $365 days in a year. So times, we put miles per day, that's the rate, 365 days, 1 year. We should get the correct answer. So 228.9 times 365 is 83,548.5 miles per year. Okay. So for the oil change, I said how much was it? So how many oil changes do we have to get in a year? Driving 83,548.5 miles. Oil changes, let's see. 11.13 per year. Okay. What about new tires? 70,000 miles, I said, right? So we need to get 1.19 per year. So let's just say one round, one tire. So we need 4 tires, right? Per year. So how much would this cost? Oil changes, it's let's say $85. Okay. How about tires? I need to get 4 tires at $300 each, so $1,200. And if anything else breaks in your car, then those are expenses as well. And you're gonna have to pay for that as well. We don't know what that is, but let's just make a guess. Let's say repair costs. We need to spend $2,000 per year for other types of repairs. So how much sum of other expenses is what, basically? Okay, those are your other expenses. We're going to go back to this database. And we're going to see what the profits would be for 1 year driving like this. This 80,000. What does that come out to? $76,076.45 per year. Okay, and you drove 83,548.5 miles. So I don't know how long cars last, but you'll have to replace your car probably after it goes over 100,000 miles in the second year. It would have been 167,000 miles. By the second year, you need to replace a car. Okay, let's say you bought something like a Honda Let's see how much Hondas cost now. At today's rates. Let's say you bought a Honda Accord or whatever. 26,000, okay. I think it's 10% for the car registration fee. So you need to replace your car, right? So in 2 years, how much would it be, basically? If that's your profit. It's 2. Minus new car. And the price I was looking at earlier is the suggested manufacturer retail price. But in order for us to get the real price, we have to go to the dealer and check it, like this dealer. Okay, so average is $30,000 for a Honda Accord right now. Let's say 32,000, let's say, plus. So it'll be about $35,200 after you pay your registration fee, car registration fee, which is kind of like a tax. Okay, so what you actually made in a year is maybe 58,476. Because we have to take the car out of the equation too, right? Because that's a cost as well. So according to this benchmark, according to this, how much time have I used up? Okay, 228 miles. No, I'll find out the time, not the thing. Okay, we'll put sum of H2. 443 minutes. So for let's say an 8-hour day, because it also takes time to get to your destination as well, right? So for an 8-hour day, let's say, and you're driving every single day, so let's say you work 2,920 hours driving for Uber per year. we come up with 5,800, 476, 2920. So according to this, you would have made about $20.02 per hour, which is okay. As long as you are profitable, then it's okay. But like I said, every city's different in what Uber pays out per mile and the fees that you have to pay. So you have to take that into consideration to get the real number. But for me, in living in Southern California, this is what it is basically. And I forgot to add the fuel surcharge, which was 50 cents per trip. And we'll add that too then. We'll negate that because when you do a ride share, sometimes you have to wait between the time for your next ride, and also when you drive to your destination, you're not paid for that ride. So you have to drive 2 miles to get to your destination, because the way you get paid is you get paid to drive the client to their destination, right? That's it. From where you pick up the customer and take them to wherever they want to go. But the time that it takes for you to get to them is not paid. Like if you had to drive 3 miles to get to your destination to pick up the person, you're not paid for that. So we'll just negate that because that would probably negate it. But other than that, it is profitable. But if you take all that into consideration, the number might be lower. It might be maybe $16 or $17 per hour. And I guess this is better than nothing. I guess $17 to $20 per hour is okay. Especially when you're unemployed and don't have anything to do. But then you have to take other considerations, like getting into a car accident, getting attacked by the passenger, getting robbed, and getting carjacked, and all this has to be taken into consideration. But if there isn't any problems, then I guess it could be profitable. Okay, so anyways, thanks for watching. My Ace 1000 KS 1975 signing out. If you have any comments, just leave it in the comments section below, and I'd like to hear about your thoughts.